Hey everybody, this is What's Up with Giancarlo. Today, our lesson is 11.4, Writing Inequalities. Okay? If you remember, inequalities are less than, greater than, but also less than or equal to, which has a line under it, and greater than or equal to. Okay? Which also has a line under it. So, little refresher. Using inequalities to describe quantities. You can use inequality symbols with variables to describe quantities that can have many values. So this is less than. We also call it the closed alligator mouth. Its meaning is less than. Some word phrases that you can say or that they will put in word problems are fewer than and below. So if you see these two words, they mean less than, okay? This is greater than or open mouth, greater than. The phrases are more than or above, okay? Look out for those keywords. Keywords are what's gonna help you when there's a word problem, okay? So we've got less than or equal to, that's this symbol. It means at most, no more than, or up to. If you see the words, it goes up to this, remember that. Okay, pretty good star if I say so myself, class. Let me color that in. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking real good. That could be a sheriff badge, I think. No, there might be different points. I don't know. All right, so this is greater than or equal to. Okay, open mouth with line is greater than or equal to. It means the phrases are at. Bless you, thank you. So it means at least or no less than. Okay? At least, no less than. Those are the two phrases for greater than or equal to. If you see them in a word problem, y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what to do. You know what to do. Okay, moving on. Forget all this. Forget this too. Boop. Graphing the solutions of an inequality. Okay. A solution of an inequality that contains a variable is any value of the variable. Whoop, I don't want to underline that. Variable that makes the inequality true. Okay? For example, 7 is a solution of x is greater than -2, since 7 is greater than -2 is a true statement. So let's say x is still 7, okay? That's what they tell me, 7 is the solution. So 7 is the solution for this, x is less than 9. Because when I plug 7 in, 7 is less than 9. That's how it works. Another one where 7 is the solution. X is greater than 5. I plug that in, 7 is greater than 5, so 7 is a solution. They will say that a number is a solution for an inequality when that makes it true. When it is a true statement, that's what it means. The number is a solution for the variable. Okay? Let's go ahead and look. So, graph the solutions of each inequality, check the solutions. Class, before we get into this, I want everybody to write down less than and greater than equals open circle. Okay? Open circle. Now I've got less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, and they equal a closed circle. Okay? So what I mean by open and closed circles are when I'm plotting them on the number line, the number that I plot the circle on or the dot on is going to be open or closed. So let's look at letter example A. I've got y is less than or equal to -3. Okay? So they're telling me draw a solid circle. So it's draw a dot circle at -3. So -3 is my point that we have to plot. So I'm at 0, I go to the left 3. I plot my circle. It's a closed dot. It's a solid circle. It says it right here also. That was not as good of a star, but it says it right here, okay? I just want you guys to write it down as in muscle memory. Maybe you'll remember better if you write it down. So if y is less than that, it's going to go to the left. Okay? Y is less than or equal to. Less than. So less, left. Less, left. Y is less than, so I go to the left. Okay? Now I've got 1 is less than m. So m is greater than 1. Okay? So draw an empty circle at 1. So 1 is my plot point still, but this time it's going to be open because it's greater than or less than. Okay? There's no line under this, so it is open. So when my variable is greater than a number, the variable is greater, we're going to go to the right. Okay? If you want, you can flip this around and make it m is greater than 1. Okay? M is greater. M is greater. The R. Think about the R. Okay? That means we're going to the right. Okay? And then we can check our answers, class, by looking. So the shaded part is 2. So I plug in 2. 2 is greater than 1. It works out. Okay? It works out, therefore, it's correct. Okay. Everybody, go ahead and do the your turn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I like how it's set up because the way it's set up already has the variable in the front. That makes it easier on us. Okay? So first things first, we look at the sign and we figure out if it's open or closed. That's step 1. Okay? So since it has a line under it, it is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So we used the closed dot. Okay? That's step 1. Step 2 is look at the number we have. No, not look. Let's plot. Plot the number we have on the line. Plot the number that we have on the line. And then shade left or right. So t is less than or equal to -4. T is less than or equal to -4. So when I'm emphasizing that la part of less than or equal to, what do you guys think we're going? To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Exactly. We are going to the left for this problem. So, close dot, plot -4. We start at 0, plot negative. We go to the left for plot -4 with the closed circle, and then we shade to the left. Let's see if we are right. Start at 0, go to the left -4, plot it with the closed circle, shade to the left. Boom! We did it. Let's go. Moving on. Writing inequalities. You can write an inequality to model the relationship between an algebraic expression and a number. Okay? You can also write inequalities to represent certain real-world situations. Okay? It's going to give you a real-world situation right now. Everybody's like, oh, Mr. Giancarlo, when am I going to use this in real world? Oh, when I get older, blah, blah, blah. They give you exact real-world situations every lesson. So this is when you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. So, real-world situation. Write an inequality that represents the phrase, the sum of y and 2 is greater than 5. Okay? So, first things first. First things first. You have to solve it. Okay? The sum keyword sum means adding. The answer to an adding problem. Okay? So, I get y plus 2 is greater than 5. So first things first, I have to solve it. This is just like my regular equation, except there's no equal sign. But this greater than sign separates the two sides. Okay? So let's imagine separating it down the middle, bringing our greater than sign down here. So I need to define the variable. Which means getting it all by itself. And that means get rid of this 2 and put it on this side. So we have to do the inverse, which means the opposite. So if we have addition, we must use subtraction. Okay? So we subtract the 2 to this side. Subtract 2 to this side. Okay? And then we get these cross out and y all by itself. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. So we end up with our inequality being y is greater than 3. Y is greater than 3. Okay? So let's look at this. Step 1, open or close circle. We look at the sign. There's no line under it, so it is open. Okay? So then we go to 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3, our open line, and we decide the y is greater than 3. So that right, we are shading to the right. Okay? We go to the right, class. You would like to have the variable on the left side, so the less than and the greater really helps you out. Okay? It can be a little tricky if the variable's on the other side. So you can check your solution. 4 is shaded in, so if 4 should work if it's in. 4 is greater than 3. Yes, it is. Also, 4 plus 2 is greater than 5. Yes, it is, so it works out. Okay? Here is our real world situation. To test the temperature rating of a coat, a scientist keeps the temperature below 5 degrees Celsius. Write and graph an inequality to represent the situation. So, keeps the temperature below 5 degrees Celsius. So, my temperature is below, less than 5 degrees Celsius. Okay? So, we write the inequality. Very simple. We know the words, we know what to look for, okay? It says let T represent the temperature. Write and graph an inequality. We wrote it, and now we have to do our 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. We look at the sign. Is it open or closed? Open. Good job. So we go to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open circle. And then T is less than. T is less than 5. So we go, boom, it's shaded to the left. You can check it. 4 is shaded, 4 is less than 5. All right, it works out. Now we've got the your turns. Write an inequality that represents the phrase, the sum of 1 and y is greater than or equal to 3. Okay. Pause. So the sum of 1 and y, so 1 plus y, is greater than or equal to 3. So remember, separate it. So we have a greater than or equal to, since that line is there. That might look like a 2 and confuse some people. We've got our greater than or equal to. We have to get rid of this 1 is positive, so we subtract. We subtract 1 this way. So I've got my y all by itself. We have to define the variable. And then 3 minus 1 is 2. So step 1, we look at the sign, we look at the inequality symbol. It's got a line, so it is closed. It is a closed dot. We go to 2. And then y is greater than or equal to 2. So it's going to be on 2, closed dot, go to see if we're right. Oh, no, I was asking, we didn't have to solve it. I mean, we didn't have to, oops. So 1 is not a solution because 1 plus 1 is 2, and that is not greater than or equal to 3. Okay? We cannot plug 1 in for y and solve it correctly. All right? But writing an inequality, it's 1 plus y, it would be D. 1 plus y is greater than or equal to 3. I did too much work because I didn't pay attention. Okay, class? If you pay attention to the question, a lot less work than I did. Okay, now write and graph an inequality to represent each situation. The temperature in February was at most 6 degrees Fahrenheit. Pause. All right. The temperature in February was at most 6 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's T for temperature. And then at most, if you remember the word phrases, is less than or equal to 6. Okay? So we look at the sign. It should be a closed dot on 6 going to the left. Closed dot on 6 going to the left. All right? Because T is less than or equal to 6. Okay. Last one. Pause. Okay. Each package must weigh more than 2 ounces. Must weigh more than. Everybody should know what this means. So we get W is more than, because the weigh, W, is more than 2. Okay? Look at the symbol. There's no line, so it's an open dot on 2. and W is greater, greater. So it's going to the right. Let's see if I'm right. Open dot onto going to the right. Open dot onto going to the right. That is easy, class. That is easy. Pay attention to the more than, okay? Pay attention to the more than, okay? That's it for the lesson. Hope everybody comes back for next lesson. If you're watching the video, you're a part of the class. Holla back, class.